All right, folks, welcome back to Stoic Pathways, your go-to channel for diving deep into the mysteries of the human mind and unlocking the secrets of behavior that shape our lives. Today, we're stepping into a fascinating territory: psychological facts about women. Now, this isn't just some random list thrown together to pass the time. Oh no, this is a journey, a roller coaster ride through the intricate workings of human behavior, with a spotlight on the ladies who make this world spin. We're talking about the subtle cues, the hidden patterns, and the mind-blowing truths that science has uncovered about women's minds and emotions. And to top it all off, we're weaving in some wisdom from 100 quotes to give it that extra punch. So, grab a coffee, settle in, and let's explore this together. Because by the end of this, you'll see the women in your life in a whole new light. Let's kick things off with something simple yet profound. Women are wired for connection. Picture this. You're at a coffee shop, and you overhear two women chatting. One's telling a story about her chaotic day, and the other's nodding, leaning in, asking questions like, she's living it too. That's not just politeness at play, that's biology. Studies show women's brains light up like a Christmas tree when it comes to empathy and bonding. It's all thanks to toxicity, that magical little hormone we call the cuddle chemical. When women talk, hug, or even just share a knowing glance, their brains release this stuff, making them feel closer, more in tune. Imagine it like an invisible thread, stitching their emotions together. Now, men have oxytocin too, sure, but for women, it's like the volume's turned up to 11. So next time you see your sister, your mom, or your girlfriend diving deep into a heart-to-heart, just know it's not drama. It's their brain doing what it's built to do. And here's a gem from 100 quotes to chew on. She was powerful not because she wasn't scared, but because she went on so bravely despite the fear. Think about that for a second. Women aren't just connecting for the sake of it. They're often navigating a world that's throwing curveballs at them. And they're still showing up, still building bridges. That takes guts. So when you see a woman in your life reaching out, listening, or holding space for someone else, it's not just sweet. It's a quiet kind of strength that's been honed over millennia. Now, let's flip the script a bit and talk about something that might surprise you. Women are masters of reading faces. I mean, seriously, it's like they've got a superpower. Ever notice how your mom could tell you were upset before you even opened your mouth? Or how your girlfriend knows something's off just by the way you blink? That's no accident. Research out of places like Harvard and MIT backs this up. Women tend to outperform men when it comes to decoding facial expressions. It's tied to something called emotional intelligence, and for women, it's like a finely tuned radar. Scientists say it might go back to survival. Think about a mother needing to figure out if her baby's hungry, tired, or scared without words. Over time, that instinct sharpened into this incredible ability to pick up on the tiniest clues. A furrowed brow, a half smile, a quick glance away. Boom, she's got the whole story. Let's paint a picture here. Imagine you're at a family dinner, your aunt's telling a story, and across the table your cousin rolls her eyes for half a second. You barely catch it, but your sister, she's already whispering to you, oh, she's mad about something. How does she do that? It's like she's got a sixth sense. Well, she kinda does. Studies show women's brains are especially active in the areas that process emotions, like the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. It's not magic, it's neuroscience. And it's why women can often spot a lie, sense a mood shift, or know when you're hiding something before you even realize you're doing it. So, gents, if you think you're being slick, think again. She's probably already 3 steps ahead. Here's another one from 100 quotes to let that sink in. Her eyes spoke what her words could not. Isn't that beautiful? It's like poetry wrapped in truth. Women don't always need to say what's on their mind. Their face does the talking. And that's not a weakness, it's a gift. It's how they navigate the world, picking up on what's unsaid, what's lurking beneath the surface. Next time you're with a woman, your wife, your friend, whoever, watch her eyes. You'll see a whole conversation happening without a single word. Okay, let's shift gears a little because this one's a bit of a curveball. Women dream differently than men. Yeah, you heard that right. When the lights go out and the world fades away, women's minds take them on a wilder ride. Research into sleep patterns shows that women's dreams are more vivid, more emotional, and, get this, more likely to feature people they know. Men, We're over here dreaming about flying cars or fighting dragons, all abstract and action-packed. But for women, it's personal. Picture this. She's dreaming about a conversation with her best friend, except now they're on a boat, and it's raining glitter. Weird? Maybe. But it's packed with feelings. Joy, tension, nostalgia, all swirling together like a movie directed by her subconscious. Why does this happen? Well, part of it ties back to that connection thing we talked about. Women's brains are always processing relationships, even when they're asleep. Scientists say it's linked to higher activity in the brain's limbic system, the part that handles emotions and memory. So, while you're snoozing away, dreaming about winning the lottery, she's reliving a moment from 10 years ago with her grandma. Except now there's a talking cat involved. It's chaotic, it's colorful, and it's uniquely her. And here's the kicker. Studies show women remember their dreams more often too. So, when she wakes up and tells you about this wild story from her sleep, don't brush it off. It's a window into her world. Let's toss in another 100 quotes nugget. She dreamed impossible dreams and chased them with all her heart. That's the spirit right there. Women's dreams aren't just random brain static. They're a reflection of their depth, their ties to the people around them. It's like their mind's way of sorting through the day, the week, the years, all while painting it in Technicolor. So next time she shares a dream with you, lean in. There's more to it than meets the eye. All right, I'm going to pause here for a minute because we've already covered some incredible ground. Empathy, face reading, dreams, all these little threads weaving together to show how women tick. This is Stoic Pathways, and we're just getting started on this deep dive into psychological facts about women. There's so much more to unpack, from how they handle stress to why they're drawn to certain colors. So stick around, and when you're ready, just say, proceed, and we'll keep this journey rolling. Picture this. It's one of those days, the kind where everything's piling up, work's a mess, the kids are screaming, the dog just chewed your favorite shoe. You're frazzled, right? Now, if you're a guy, you might retreat, go silent, or punch a pillow to let it out. But women, they've got a different playbook. Science calls it tend and befriend. Instead of shutting down or swinging fists, women are more likely to reach out. They'll call a friend, hug their kid, or start fussing over someone else to feel better. It's not random, it's wired into them. Researchers say it's another toxicity trick. When stress hits, that cuddle chemical floods their system, nudging them to nurture and connect rather than fight or flee like us cavemen might. Let's set the scene. Imagine a woman, let's call her Sarah, having a rough day. Her boss chewed her out, her car broke down, and she's got a deadline looming. You'd think she'd lock herself in a room and stew, right? Nope. Sarah's on the phone with her sister, spilling the tea, laughing through the tears, and halfway through, she's baking cookies for her neighbor who's been sick. Sounds crazy? That's tend and befriend in action. Studies from UCLA back this up. Women under pressure don't just cope, they build a support network on the fly. It's like their brain says, okay, world's falling apart, time to gather the tribe. And here's the wild part, it works. That connection lowers their cortisol, calms the storm inside. Meanwhile, us guys are still over here kicking the tires of our broken car, wondering why we're still mad. And let's sprinkle in some 100 quotes wisdom. She stood in the storm, and when the wind did not blow her away, she adjusted her sails. That's it, right there. Women don't just survive stress, they adapt. They lean into their people, and they come out stronger. It's not about avoiding the chaos, it's about finding a lifeline in it. So, next time you see a woman in your life juggling a million things and still checking in on you, don't just nod, marvel at it. That's resilience with a heartbeat. Now, let's pivot to something a little lighter, but just as mind-blowing. Women and colors. Ever wonder why your girlfriend spends 20 minutes debating between two shades of blue that look identical to you? There's a reason for that, and it's not just her being picky. Science says women are better at distinguishing colors, way better. It's tied to something called the X chromosome, where the genes for color vision hang out. Women have 2 of those X's, giving them a slight edge in picking up subtle hues. Researchers tested this, showed people swatches of colors, and women consistently nailed the differences, while men were like, it's blue? Let's bring this to life. Imagine you're shopping with a woman, your wife, your mom, whoever. You're in the paint aisle, and she's holding up two samples going, "This one's too teal, but that one's got too much gray." You're squinting, thinking, they're both just greenish. She's not imagining it. Her brain's literally seeing more. Some scientists think this goes back to hunter-gatherer days. Men were out chasing mammoths, focusing on movement, while women were foraging, spotting the ripest berries by their exact shade. Fast forward to now, and she's still got that eagle eye for detail. It's why she'll notice your tie doesn't match your shirt before you even leave the house. Annoying? Maybe. Impressive? Absolutely. Here's 100 quotes gem to tie it up. She saw the world not as it was, but as it could be, painted in colors only she could name. That's the vibe. Women don't just see colors, they feel them, they live them. It's a small thing, but it's a window into how their minds process the world differently. So next time she's fussing over the perfect shade for the living room, give her a nod. She's working with a palette you can't even dream of. Okay, let's keep this rolling and dive into something juicy. Women and intuition. You've heard the phrase, women's intuition, right? It's not just some old wives' tale, it's got teeth. Studies show women are often better at picking up on gut feelings and acting on them. Call it a hunch, a vibe, whatever. It's real, and it's powerful. Researchers think it's tied to that emotional intelligence we talked about earlier, mixed with a dash of survival instinct. Women's brains are like antennas, constantly scanning for signals, danger, opportunity, you name it. Let's paint a picture. You're at a party with your friend Lisa. She's chatting away, but suddenly she goes quiet, glances across the room and whispers, "Something's off with that guy." You look over, dude seems fine, sipping his drink, laughing. You shrug it off. 2 hours later, turns out he's crashing the party and swiped someone's wallet. How'd she know? She didn't have proof, she just felt it. That's intuition at work. Science says it's partly because women's brains sync up emotion and logic faster than men's. The amygdala and prefrontal cortex, they're dancing together, picking up vibes we might miss. It's not foolproof, sure, but it's like an early warning system baked into her DNA. And here's 100 quotes kicker. She trusted the whispers of her soul when the world shouted its doubts. That's the magic of it. Women's intuition isn't loud or flashy. It's quiet, steady, and often right on the money. So when she says, "I've got a feeling about this," don't roll your eyes. Listen, she might just save your bacon. All right, we're cruising now on Stoic Pathways, unpacking these psychological gems about women. We've hit stress, colors, intuition, each one peeling back another layer of what makes them tick. But there's still so much more to explore. How they multitask, why they cry, what drives their loyalty. So, when you're ready, just say, "Proceed," and we'll keep this journey going strong. All right, folks, we're wrapping up this incredible journey here on Stoic Pathways, and what a ride it's been. We've spent hours diving deep into the fascinating world of psychological facts about women, unraveling the threads of their empathy, their uncanny ability to read faces, the vivid dreams that dance through their minds, and so much more. From the way they handle stress with that tend and befriend magic to their eagle-eyed knack for spotting colors we can barely name, all the way to that quiet, powerful intuition that saved the day more times than we can count. It's been a masterclass in human behavior, with a spotlight on the women who shape our lives in ways we don't always see. And let's not forget those 100 quotes nuggets we sprinkled in along the way, little bursts of wisdom that hit you right in the soul. She stood in the storm, and when the wind did not blow her away, she adjusted her sails. Her eyes spoke what her words could not. She trusted the whispers of her soul when the world shouted its doubts. These aren't just pretty words. They're echoes of the strength, depth, and resilience we've been exploring today. This isn't about putting women on a pedestal or boxing them into some stereotype. No, this is about seeing them for the complex, brilliant humans they are, wired with gifts that have been honed by science, survival, and a little bit of mystery we may never fully crack. So, here's my challenge to you as we close out this chapter on Stoic Pathways. Take a moment. Look at the women in your life, your mom, your sister, your partner, your friend, and think about what we've uncovered, that heart-to-heart she insists on, It's her brain craving connection, that I just know vibe she gets. It's intuition doing its thing. That time she juggled a million tasks and still asked how your day was, that's her superpower in action. These aren't quirks, they're features, built into the fabric of who she is. And the more we understand them, the more we appreciate the quiet power she brings to the table. Before we go, I want to say thank you for joining me on this marathon of a journey. This is Stoic Pathways, where we don't just skim the surface. We dig deep, we reflect, we grow. If you love this dive into the psychology of women, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got more stories, more science, and more wisdom lined up to keep your mind buzzing and your soul stirred. Drop a comment below. Tell me what surprised you, what hit home, or what you want me to tackle next. Until then, keep walking your path, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Stoic Pathways signing off. Stay stoic, stay wise, and take care.